Peter, and Lester Holloway, Patrick Vernon, and with the support of Simon Woolley from OBV. But it's down to the research of one phenomenal woman, Elizabeth, Professor Elizabeth Aniogu, and her dedication to keep Mary's story in its correct place and in the correct content and context in which Mary operated. Because the far right would want to play off Mary against Florence. But there is no, they have the same passion of humanity to heal, to move forward with medicine, to take care of those who are at need. That's their passion. But they went about it in two different ways. And they say Florence is the lamp, and I tell you that Mary was the light. So when we caught Gove trying to do what he does best, which is foolishness, we automatically said, no, this has to stop. So we did an online petition. And on that online petition, we got over 36,000 signatures from people from different walks of life. People saying, I wish I knew about Mary when I was being taught in the 1950s. Some people were saying it was only because my child was being taught this in this classroom that I actually got the opportunity to know about this phenomenal woman. Some people were saying, I'm tired of pale and stale history about white men who have supposedly just made history based upon the fact that they're just warmongers. Okay? But not only that, the petition was the first ever petition to receive so much support with regards to race in the UK. That sent out a very clear message that we wanted our children to have an inclusive education in the classroom. Because as Cordell says, the first stage of stopping the cancerous spread of racism is education in the classroom. And all children have the right to have an understanding that contributions, okay, vary. Not just around colour, but in terms of being women, girls in those classrooms, seeing positive role models who they can emulate, not at the same level, but beyond. So his attack to remove Mary wasn't only about race, but it was about the impact on young girls. It received support through an early day motion. Over 70 MPs across the party signed up to that. I think that's about 10% of Parliament. Yeah? With that early day motion. But not only that, Jesse Jackson has stepped up to the plate. And he openly said, no, you cannot do this. Education is the fundamental right of every child in this country and across the world. It's a human right. The other issue that people must realise and understand is that we won. It's not an issue, we won. So we can make change. It's how you apply that change and how you engage in that change. So don't let be under the disillusion that we haven't achieved something. What we don't do is to celebrate the success or broaden these success far and wide. So that's a little bit about the campaign. But I want you to know about Mary. Mary was a philanthropist. She didn't beg nobody anything. She took her own money to provide services. She was a leading pioneer in the understanding of herbal medicinal medicine. Some people call it, is it homeopathic? Yeah. Remedies. She was instrumental in the way that our nurses who have built up the NHS go about their own work. Okay? I'm quite passionate about this, as you can understand. But to remove Mary Seacole from the national curriculum, okay, was a major concern. But with the fight, did what he needed to do, and that was to retract it. Mary was no longer who raised the issue around the abolishment of slavery. Don't think about Wilberforce and all of those people. Mary turned around and said, am I not a woman? But if Mary didn't get up and speak, you would not have had the suffragette movement. So be very clear about her role and the role of women and our womanhood. It should not be separated along the lines of race, faith, ability or sexual orientation, because we're unified and kindred as women. Women who made a difference are these: Daisy Elizabeth Adams Labkin, Nanny Helen Barra, Mary Ann Shadd Carey. These women are silent in history. That is because they wish not to celebrate the collective effort that black women played in terms of moving, not only the move from abolition but to the suffragette movement, as well as the wider labour trade union movement. Without any of those, you wouldn't have had it. Brings me back to the point. Self-organisation in a trade union is containment, because you can't get up and do something in the trade union without the officers' support. It's containment. They believe that if you're inside, they can contain you. Self-organisation is in the community, okay? And self-organisation starts with discipline with yourself. Don't expect a trade union to win it for yourself. You can get the same knowledge and understanding how to represent your own self.
That's right.
Okay? So, as you can see, I could go on for a very long time, so I'm just going to wind this up. Black women, as we are, have already been at the forefront of fighting. Our brothers have already understood the importance of working collectively with their sisters. Marcus Garvey turned around and said, this is the importance of history and why Mary had to remain. A people who don't understand their roots can never understand where they're going. You have to look back to be able to go forward. And in Ghana, you have Sankofa.
Sankofa.
Yes? Let we not forget. Malcolm X says, how can you expect the enemy to educate your own children around the truth? Goes back to the point, we need to educate our own. And you know what? We need educating because young people are turning around and saying, us as a generation are failing them. It's not about going out and telling them. We need to hear their politics too. The other issue is this. Power is never given.
Right.
We take it by any means necessary, even if we have to do it in a way that is demonstrated by Martin Luther King.
Thank you,
You don't need to do it by violence.